Getting in breaking updates right now with regard to the hijab controversy. The AIMPLB has challenged the Karnataka High Court verdict in the Supreme Court. Remember, Karnataka High Court in its verdict had earlier stated that hijab is not an essential religious practice, and there we have the Muslim board challenging the High Court's order in the Supreme Court. Remember earlier a student as well who was not even among the 5 students who had earlier signed a petition in the High Court against the hijab controversy has also moved the Supreme Court against the Karnataka High Court. So there we have now the Muslim board upping ante against the hijab verdict that was announced by the Karnataka High Court, where the court categorically stated that hijab is not an essential religious practice, and the AIMPLB now moving the top court against the hijab controversy. Going across to my colleague Sagai, who's been tracking all the details. Sagai, now we are seeing AIMPLB that has moved the Supreme Court challenging the Karnataka High Court. What do we make of this? Because the High Court categorically stated that hijab is not an essential religious practice.
If you notice that several organizations earlier tried to appeal in Supreme Court, and they have also requested Supreme Court to hear this particular cases on urgent basis, because from today onwards there is an excess case where as of now everything seems to be peaceful. Nobody protested against hijab across the state. Students are going to hijab and hijab is being mentioned.
So that was my colleague Sagai bringing us up to speed as to the latest developments of the hijab controversy, which seems to be getting bigger now. This even as the High Court in its ruling clearly stated that hijab is not an essential religious practice, but a lot of students there continuing to remain up in arms, even as the High Court made it clear that hijab is not an essential religious practice. And now we have the AIMPLB that has challenged the Muslim board, that has challenged the Karnataka High Court order and has moved the Supreme Court challenging the verdict of the Karnataka High Court. So that remains one of our top stories, and we will be closely tracking that hijab controversy as well, that is now only getting bigger. In fact, earlier a student also challenged the High Court verdict in the Supreme Court. The student who challenged the High Court's order had moved to Supreme Court earlier. This even as he was not one of the 5 students to have challenged the verdict in the Karnataka High Court, who had initially filed the petition in the High Court against the hijab controversy. And there we have the Muslim board now that has moved the Supreme Court.